Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I wanted to do a look centered on an eyeshadow shade that's in this ColourPop Sage the Day palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my videos. Anything I use will be listed down in the description box below. If you'd like to see how I do this, then keep on watching. Like I said, I'm going to be using the Sage the Day palette from ColourPop. The specific shade that I'm going to be centering this look around is the Nature Bay, and I'll put a better picture, but it's this one right here. You can kind of see how it's like holographic. So like in that kind of lighting, it's kind of brown, but in this kind of lighting, it's blue. So I was kind of having some trouble figuring out how to do a look with it, but I really wanted to try. So what I'm gonna do is make a halo look out of it and do some browns. That way the blue pops, but then it kind of looks monochrome. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Oh wait, I did this eye off camera just so I can like kind of practice what I wanted it to look like. So it definitely does have that like monochrome brown. I'm not really for sure if I'll be able to get the blue in video. So hopefully maybe while I'm moving around you can kind of see the holographic part of it. But it does give like that blue tint to it, and then it does kind of give a monochrome tint to it. So I'm going to show you how I did it on this other eye. Starting on this outer third, I'm going to go into the shade Intuition. I'm using a tapered fluffy brush. This is a Morphe brush. It doesn't have like a number or anything, but it's tapered and it has like a fluffy edge to it. So I'm just using this to get that Intuition shade in that outer third, and then I'm just kind of blending it out and up. And I'm wanting to leave this middle section kind of clear just because I'm going to be putting the shimmer there, so that way I don't have as much product to wipe off or to cut with concealer. This brush is so soft. Like, it's a whole lot softer than any brush that I have, and I really don't understand why, because all the brushes that I have most of them are Morphe anyways, but this one is just like so soft. I can barely feel it on my eyelid, and normally like I feel like brushes sometimes like poke you if you're like going straight in and like blending in a circle, but this one like I barely feel it. It's so soft and I love it. Taking that Intuition shade as well with the same brush, I'm gonna start in like the inner corner and then just use the rest of the brush and just kind of blend in a circle, and then I'm gonna start blending it towards that outer third where I blended it up. And this brush does a really good job because it has that really pointed tip, so I can like stick that in the inner corner and then use the bristles on the outside of the brush to blend out without really moving the brush too much, which keeps it from blending this shade out too much and too high. And I am going to do a couple layers of this because I feel like these shades are kind of sheer in this palette, but they're very buildable, so I like to put on a couple layers because I want this to be brown and like smoky with these shades. So I think it helps make that holographic blue kind of pop out when the light shines on it right. Taking the darkest shade in the palette called Smudge Me with a Morphe E18 brush, I'm just going to place this shade in the outer third and on this inner corner, and then not really going to move it around. I'm just kind of brush it on there. Then taking that first brush that I used with the Intuition shade, I'm just going to blend it out. This is just to darken this out a little bit more. And I'm just blending it out the same way I blended out the Intuition shade. So I don't want it to really cover the Intuition shade up. I just want it to kind of blend in with it and just darken it up a little bit. So the last video that I uploaded before this one comes out, I just filmed it on Tuesday. It was a Halloween makeup look and it was a siren, and I said in that video that that's my favorite mythological creature, and I've been wanting to do a siren for a very long time, and I finally did it Tuesday and it turned out so freaking good. Like, I still can't stop thinking about like how good it turned out. And like, I am a perfectionist, so when it comes to like something actually coming out like really good to me, like it has to be decent for me to like it, especially like on myself. So like, I'm really proud of what I did. If you haven't checked that out and you're looking for like Halloween makeup looks, definitely check out my last video. I'll also link it above me so you can go back to it, but highly recommend going to check that one out. It was so fun to do and I couldn't wait to upload it. I couldn't wait to do it. It took me like 5 hours to do. It was so much fun. Going back in with that Smudge Me shade, I'm just going to add another layer Like I said, these shades are a little sheer. They blend out really well. So I like to build on the shades a little bit more. And I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just blending, 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 and blending. A lot of blending. But next week's Halloween makeup look that I'm doing is going to be a clown, and I'm a little nervous on this one just because I'm going to be trying out. So like I'm trying to like get my feet wet in like special effects kind of stuff. I really would like to be able to do really cool stuff and very detailed stuff one day. So I'm trying to start slowly because I've never really done anything in special effects. I've just kind of dabbled in it a little bit, and I've watched videos of people that do it. So I'm trying to attempt it, and I feel like Halloween is like the best time to really start doing that and like to practice. So I am doing a clown next week, but I'm gonna do it a bit different than I feel like other people are doing. And I've seen people do it like similar to what I want to do, but I kind of want to do it a bit different. There's lots of people that like to do, I know people were doing it with like skulls on TikTok. They would do like part of their face as a skull, and then like the rest of their face would be like normal and like in a glam makeup like they would normally do. So I'm gonna take like that idea and make like part of my face into a clown, and then the other part of my face like will be normal. So it's like I kind of want to make it like the skin is like ripping away, and like underneath of my skin is the clown, if that makes any sense. So I'm hoping that I can pull it off. I need to get some liquid latex because I can't find the liquid latex that I thought I had. So I just need to get some liquid latex, and hopefully I can pull it off. You should definitely stay tuned because that will be uploaded next Saturday. So like today is Thursday, it won't be uploaded Saturday, but the next one. So definitely keep an eye out for that, because if I can pull it off, then like I think it'll look really, really cool. Taking a 518 with that Intuition shade. This is a bigger fluffy brush. Just gonna take this all over this look and just make sure I'm blending this out really well. And this is just gonna bring more of that brown back into the look. And I am kind of sweeping over top of that cleaned up spot where I'm gonna put the shimmer. I'm just gonna clean that off. This just helps me make sure that everything is blended really well and incorporated together. That way each side is blended well, but it can be easily cleaned up. I'm just putting that Smudge Me shade back in because it blended away a little bit with that E18 brush, just to make sure that dark shade is still in there. Taking that 518 brush with whatever's left over, not adding any new product, I'm just gonna blend this out a bit more. I just want the inner and outer corner of my eye to be fairly dark but blended out with brown is what I'm wanting. Taking a Q-tip, I'm just going to clean. I don't have any like makeup remover or anything because I don't really think I need it. I'm just gonna clean up some of that eyeshadow off of that center part. This is just so I can have like a clean base to put the concealer. Make sure you're looking straight at the mirror. I tend to like kind of like turn my head when you do that. Like I'm going by my eye. It's gonna be off a little bit, so make sure you're looking straight at the mirror when you're like making sure you're centering it. Concealer I'm using is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. The brush I'm using is a 421 brush. And I'm just going to go straight down with this. And then when I get the majority of the concealer off of the brush, then I'll start kind of blending it out on the edges. And I am going pretty far up with this. I want it to match where that brown is blended out. Now that the concealer is on, I'm gonna go to the edges of that concealer with the Intuition shade, and I'm using a smaller Morphe brush for this. This is just a regular blending brush, and I'm just gonna blur those edges just a little bit. And I'm using a very light hand because I'm not really trying to blend anything out too extremely. I'm just wanting to blur that line just a little bit. I'm gonna do it on both sides. Taking my finger, I'm gonna go into that shade Nature Bay. I'm just gonna start placing this right on top of that concealer. You can kind of see the blue when I'm placing it, so hopefully you guys can see it and it doesn't just look brown to you, because the brown really throws me off and it makes it look like really bland. But then like when the blue kind of pops out, it looks a lot better. And that's kind of what I'm going for. It's kind of like a hidden halo look. Kind of has like a little bit of green in it too, which I mean makes sense. The Sage of the Day is based off of green. And I like to do 2 layers of the shimmer just really brings that color out. Make sure it's really bright. Taking that small blending brush again with that Intuition shade, just gonna go right on the edges of the Nature Bay shade, and this is just to blend out those sides. And this is also where, say if like I went kind of crooked on it, like to the side or whatever, it's not really centered. This is when I start like centering it and making sure that it's like in the middle of my lid and not all wonky. I'm also gonna go back in with that dark shade Smudge Me, and this is just to do the same thing. Kind of center it back up. And I'm tapping a lot of the product off. That way I'm only just adding a little bit. Taking that 518 brush with no new product on it, I'm just gonna blend that Smudge Me shade out. I'm really gonna stick to the outer and inner corners. Not really gonna blend that Nature Bay shade out too much. So something else I was thinking is I wanna kind of give it more of a glow in the middle. So there's another shade in here that's really pretty. I use it as a highlighter shade. It's called Lit Vibes. I'm gonna pick that up with a 213 brush, and I want to go just down the middle with this. And it might not show up too much, but I just kind of want to give it more of a highlight in that center. I didn't do this on the other eye because I wasn't for sure if I wanted to do it, but because I'm doing it on the other eye, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And I'm just kind of blending it out a little bit. I didn't use a lot, just a little bit. Yeah, I think that kind of made it like really bright on the inner side. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this side up underneath of my eye, and then I'm gonna do my base, and then I'll be right back to finish everything. I'm back. I finished my base, and then I also finished this eye, so I'm gonna show you how I did it on this one. First thing I did do is I tight lined and lined my waterline. I used the Jumbo eye pencil in the shade Black Bean. For my lower lash line, I used green on this side. I feel like the green is really gonna tie it together and bring that kind of bluish green holographic eyeshadow out a little bit more. So using a 562 brush with the shade Keep Calm, I'm just gonna dust this underneath of my waterline and just kind of blend it out. And I want it to be really green, so I'm gonna put a couple layers of this on there, just like that. I thought about doing a wing, but I kind of like the way it looks right now. I feel like if I added a wing, it would be too much and kind of take away from the halo look, so I'm not going to do any wing liner. Off camera, I'm going to do mascara. I'm going to use the Benefit mascara, they're real. For highlighter, I'm going to use the shade Lit Vibes that I use kind of in the center of this look. I'm going to put that on my inner corner and on my brow bone. Forgot how green this Lit Vibe shade is. And if you looked at the picture that I put above me, it looks very like white, but it has like a really green tinge to it. And I always forget that. Using a 213 brush, I'm gonna highlight my nose with this and then just kind of blend it out with my finger. Because it's a little too green for me for everywhere else, I'm gonna use the Becca pressed highlighter in the shade Pearl. And I'm gonna put this on my cheekbones, on the highlighted point of my forehead, above my lip, my cupid's bow, and on my chin. So that completes the face. So to set everything, I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte Setting Spray. For lipstick, I'm going to use a mix of 3 different shades. I want a very ombre lip for this. I wanted to do brown lip liner and then do kind of like this burgundy and like to nude kind of lip. So we're gonna see if that works out. That might not work out like I want. We're gonna try. So the lip liner is the Kylie Cosmetics True Brown K lip liner. Don't know how I did that. Nothing broke, thank God. Ugh, just like threw my mirror across the room. Anyways, I line my lip with this. So I filled in my lips a little bit more than normal with this because I want it to be really brown on the outside. First lipstick I'm going to use is the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Unicorn Blood. And I'm going to kind of focus this more on the inside, not really going out too far. And I'm going to blend it in by like rubbing my lips together. Also using my finger to kind of blend the lines between the brown and the Unicorn Blood. So Unicorn Blood is like a really red lipstick, I wanted to blend it in with the brown to kind of tone the red down a little bit. At least that's the idea. The next lipstick I'm going to use is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Warm Taupe Matte Lipstick. This is more of like a nude shade. I feel like this is going to help tone down that red. And I'm just going to put this like in the center. And to blend this out, I'm going to do the same thing by rubbing my lips together and then using my finger to blend out the edges. I'm going to do another layer of this warm taupe shade just because I feel like that unicorn blood is still kind of taking over. So that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I like hearing y'all's feedback, so please comment down below with anything you'd like to tell me or any future videos you'd like to see. Until next time, bye.